Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I'm here to tell you how to save a lot in Paris. It will be very cool tips that will make you save a lot on your trip. Anyway, it will be tips quick, useful, and without winding up, so check out the video guys. Don't forget to give us the like on the video, subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, we gather up the main tips for you to plan your whole trip and save a lot on everything, on the airline tickets, the travel insurance that's mandatory, the cell phone chip, on the lodging, on the ticket you have to buy because there are many parents in the restaurants when you're there, shopping, and finally everything for you to save a lot on your trip. So let's go there because it's a very cool video and you will really save money. And before that, if you don't follow me yet, I am on social networks at Lorenzi. We're always traveling around the world, giving very cool tips there and showing our routine with the little one too, which is really cool. So let's get to it and not get bogged down. The first item you need to think about for your trip, which is the most expensive and there is no way, is the airline ticket. The airfare is the item that you will spend a big part of your budget, but you can save a lot with some tips. The first tip that's a little obvious is searching on airlines to see the best price, because some of them sometimes have very good promotions and you don't need to go to all of them that are a very good comparator. I'll leave here in the description of the video the link of an airfare comparator that we always use. We find it very good. It already searches all airlines. It has the best prices. If you search there, it's already possible to save a lot using it. Some quick tips: on Saturdays and Sundays tickets are more expensive, so try to travel on weekdays. Night flights are more expensive than day flights usually, so try to travel during the day, which is cheaper. And sometimes the connecting flights, which one or two connections, you end up finding a cheaper ticket than the direct flights. Also, in our opinion, every time we booked our tickets in advance, we always paid cheaper. The times that we left it too late or at the last minute, we ended up paying more and we really regretted it. So try to get your airline tickets in advance. It's going to be way better and way cheaper for you to enjoy the trip and spend less money. The second item that you can save a lot of money on is the international travel insurance. This is an important tip. It's mandatory to enter in almost every country in Europe, so you need to have an international travel insurance that covers medical assistance of at least 30,000 euros. So let's go. Travel insurance covers you for several things: medical, dental, theft of luggage, loss of luggage, and it's cheap. So if you take an insurance policy that has this 30,000 euros of medical coverage, in a good insurance company you will pay between 30 and $36 maximum for a 10-day trip. It depends on how many days you're going to stay, but using the price comparator you can get this price, which is very good. It's also a price comparison tool like the one we mentioned for airline tickets. It compares all the insurance companies, shows all the available plans so you can choose the best and cheapest one. It finds cheaper prices than the insurance companies itself, so I'll leave the link of the comparator here below. It's super fast and in 5 minutes you can hire it, print it, receive it by email, and travel there with your travel insurance in hand. So no headaches, no problems. You just solve everything online. You go there and you have everything ready. A nice tip that we like to give you to save a lot of money in Paris are the restaurants. The restaurants near the tourist attractions are much more expensive, so if you walk 2 or 3 blocks into the city, you'll find local restaurants that are much cheaper and with food just as good as the others, sometimes even better, so you can get to know a little bit of the local culture. And the water tip is also important. For those who don't know, if you go to Europe or the United States and ask for a bottle of water when you are having lunch or dinner, 1 liter bottle, but it costs between 6 and 8 euros. Imagine paying between 6 and 8 euros every lunch and dinner and during every day of the trip. Converted into your currency, it's a fortune. So what happens? There in Europe and the United States, in almost all European countries, tap water is treated and filtered. So people drink tap water, which is why most people there don't ask for a bottle of water. So you order tap water, which is tap water, you don't pay anything, and it's courtesy of the restaurant. You drink water that is as good as the others, almost as good as everything else, and you save a lot of money too. And this tip for restaurants applies to souvenirs too. In Paris there are many souvenir stores near tourist attractions. They are very expensive, so don't buy them at the exit of the tourist attractions during your trip. You will pass by several other places less touristy that have the same shops, and the products are the same, the retailers are the same for all the stores, but the prices are much better too. So the location is very important to buy these things. And now talking about the transportation in Paris, we recommend you not to rent a car in Paris. There's no need. And there's a subway that works very well and it's very good. You can go from one place to the other easily. Try to stay near a subway station, that helps a lot. And a tip, when you buy your pass, don't buy a separate trip. There will be a very nice cashier there, a machine that explains all the steps for you to make your purchases. If you buy the ticket for one trip, you will pay much more. If you buy, for example, the package with 10 trips with a card that's worth for 10 trips, you will pay less than half of what you would pay for the separate ticket if you buy each trip individually. So already buy the combos of tickets that ends up being much more worthwhile, and use the Metro Paris app. It helps you with everything to know at which station you have to get off, how to get to a certain place. It's very easy because there are a lot of subways and it's not that simple to identify which line you have to take. So using the app of the subway, it's kind of mandatory for you to locate yourself. And then we'll give you another tip, because it's very important that you can use your cell phone in Paris, so you can move around, you can use the GPS to get to the places, you can look up the time of the things, and you can use the tourist apps, which are very cool, and you can also use the social networks to post the things of your trip. So our tip is buy before in your country. We always bought before because most of the time it turned out a little cheaper. It's much easier and more practical. The service was in our language and we did not lose any travel time when we were there. When we arrived at the destination, the chip was already working, so we bought it before and received at home in a few days. It was super fast and we got there, put the chip in, and we were able to use the internet smoothly. I'll leave here in the video description the link of the chip. We have used it in our last trips. We have been using it for about 5-6 years and it's the best one we have used it so far. Their signal is sensational in any city and on any island. It worked very well. Their customer service is great. Whenever we needed them, they helped us with everything, so we highly recommend this chip. Another thing that you need to plan well for your trip, and that's not cheap, is the accommodation. In Paris, accommodation is not cheap because it's one of the most touristy places in the world. But the good news is that the nice tourist areas, if you are going to stay, are many, so the region is very big. There are many nice neighborhoods to stay in, so our tip is do some research. There's a region there that's very good. It's around the Seine River and close to all the tourist attractions that we liked a lot. We explain very well in our video about where to stay, but if you want a summary now, if you want to go straight to the research, we left a personalized link below in the description of the video, which we were able to do with the hotel search engine that we use, which is the largest in the world. You know, it has the largest quantity of registered hotels in the world and it's very good. So you are able to customize a map inside it, and when you click on the link, it will open a map with a delimited region. In this region, any place you stay is sensational. You're super well located. We have already left the coolest filters that we use to search the hotels. These are from 3 stars up to 5 and guest ratings from 8 to 10. Then you put in the date of your trip. You will find the best hotel with the best location and look for the one with the best price. And a tip to save a lot on lodging, because you can't really save a lot, is to book in advance. The hotel is an item that influences a lot if you leave it at the last minute, because the prices always go up as the hotels sell out their rooms. They raise the prices of the remaining ones. This is the mechanism of the hotel business. There's no way around it, so book it. The good thing about it is the search is that it has a very good negotiation with almost all hotels. It has free cancellation, so if you check in, like the hotel and the price is good, you book it. And if closer to the trip you want to search for another one, change it or whatever, you can cancel it for free and without paying anything more. And then you do a better accommodation, but you have the guarantee that you won't have any problems and end up paying a little more money when you get closer to the trip. So free cancellation is something that's very good for you to book in advance. And a nice tip for you to save a lot if you go shopping in Paris, there are a lot of nice stores. There are expensive stores and cheap ones. You can find everything, but the important tip for shopping is the tax-free. A lot of people don't know what this is, so do a better research. But to sum up, all countries, almost all of Europe, have a treaty that's called tax-free. All tourists visiting these places are entitled to get a refund for their purchases, so it varies from place to place. In Paris, for example, it's 12%, so if you make a purchase of at least $175, you will get a refund there of 12%. So how does it work? You go to a store and buy something over 170 euros. The person will automatically ask you, do you want a tax refund or tax free? They call it a few different names and you will say yes. They will only ask you for your passport because you need to fill it in with the right number. If you don't have it, take a picture. If you don't want to carry your passport with you, we didn't, and we left it in the hotel safe. So take a picture of your passport and take it with you and it will be fine. She will give you the envelope with the invoice and a filled out manual. We will collect all these envelopes and use them at the last airport that you will use in the Europe to return to your country. You will go to the tax-free area where you will be clearly identified to hand in all the receipts, fill out the form, and you will receive 12% of this amount back in cash. They give it back in cash on the spot and it really works. It's very good and you will save a good part of your money. So plan ahead knowing that you can do it. And another important item when planning a trip, and that is also has a big influence on the price, is the season. If you travel in the high season months, you will pay a lot more for things and get the most crowded places. So try to avoid the months of July and August, which is the European summer, and the most famous cities in Europe are crowded. And also the end of the year, December and January, traveling outside of these months, you will be much calmer. The places will be less crowded and you will enjoy them more, and the prices will always be cheaper. But also if you can't, because you have to travel in these periods that are usually school vacations, you can enjoy it the same way, but it's just a nice thing for you to consider. And another item that we use a lot in Europe, we didn't know we would use it so much, it's the trains. To travel from one place to another, sometimes we only think about the plane from one city or from the country to the other one, but the trains work very well there. So take a look when you're traveling from one city to another, because the trains work very well there. They are usually cheaper than in the plane and more practical. We found it more practical because you don't have to check in 3 hours before. You arrive 15 minutes early, get on the train, and in 10 minutes it leaves. They are comfortable and you can sleep soundly. There's also a train comparator. I'll leave the link here below, which is the biggest in Europe. It will search for you all available trains from the route you want to take. It's very worthwhile. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, like the video here and subscribe to our channel because it helps us too much. And follow us on social networks. We're always traveling the world, trying to show travel tips in a very cool way, and our family routine with our little one. That's a blast. And if you like it, or if you don't like the video, comment here below. If you're going to travel there, comment the date you're going here below so we know. And if you have any questions about planning your trip, anything you need, add me on social networks and send me a message or a direct message that I will gladly answer and help you. I'll leave here on the side the playlist with all the other videos from Paris for you to see. Take a look because there are many cool videos. The videos about what to do in Paris and where to stay are very good and worth your watching. So I'll leave it here on the side. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed and have nice trips. Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I'm here to tell you step by step how to plan your entire trip to Paris. But they will be very useful tips that will really make a difference on your trip, so it's going to be quick tips and no winding up. So guys, don't forget to enjoy the video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, that helps us a lot, and that's it, buckle up. Well, we ended up putting up together here a very complete video with step-by-step instructions for you to put together your entire trip to Paris. Always with the best services, the best tips, and always thinking about the best prices and saving a lot. So we'll give here all the tips for you to save on the airline tickets, on the travel insurance that's mandatory, on the internet